Hello again, and here we are in Module 5, Part 2. And in this part, we're going to have a look at how to increase and boost your post engagement, because it's not just a question of creating a post, popping it up there on LinkedIn and hoping for the best. We need to do a little bit extra to make sure as many people as possible see your great stuff. And this is how to do it. The first thing is to make sure you get the posting timings right. And to absolutely work this out for yourself, you do need to test what works best. But generally speaking, that you will find early mornings and late afternoons tend to be the best. Something between 9:30 and 10 in the morning in your time zone, and 5:30 to 6 p.m. in the late afternoon, early evening. Now, of course, this does depend on whether you have a local or regional audience, whether your audience is across time zones. Here in the UK, we're really fortunate. We've only got one time zone. However, I do have quite a lot of interest and connections and clients in the US. So you really need to go with the majority. You can't please everybody. Where's the majority of your audience? And post at 9:30 to 10 a.m. for their time zone. So it's not necessarily yours. It's where will most of your people be, what's their time zone, and post to their time zone. If it matches yours, then all well and good, and usually it does, but just be aware it's for their benefit, not for your convenience. Okay, so typically you'll find early mornings and late afternoons will work best, but do test it for yourself, because some markets can be just that little bit different. So the first thing you need to do is get your posting timings right. Okay, the other thing, and I see this mistake time and time again. What have we been saying all along in this program? Business is done one-to-one, person to person, not individual to lots of people. What people, generally speaking, want, and universally, but particularly on LinkedIn, they want to receive a personal message, something that speaks to them. Okay, so always create your post as if you're speaking to just one person. And if you go back to what we spoke about when we were identifying our target audience, it's always good to have one person in mind that you are creating for. Always create your posts for that person. Have that one person in mind. So always use the word you rather than we or us. So collective nouns, avoid those. Always speak one-to-one, because that punches through, that engages people, because they feel you are speaking to them individually. Okay, so the second thing to do is always speak to just one person and create for just one person through your posts. Third, formatting. Now, this is absolutely vital when we're creating any kind of copy, whether it's our LinkedIn profile, whether it's our website, whether it's posts, whether it's emails, whether it's sales pages, whether it's our posts. Because people consume with their eyes, people eat with their eyes. So what we need to do are all of these things is always have plenty of space. It's, you know, when you're presented with a plate of food, and if somebody piles food on it, it just doesn't look appetizing. But if the food is well proportioned, well set out, well spaced out, it looks so much more appetizing. It's the same, would you believe, with copy. The more white space, the better, because when the reader sees it, they think, I can get through this really quickly and easy. What the eye does not like is lots of blocks of text. Okay, always on LinkedIn, Use short sentences and paragraphs. This goes across all your other copy as well, but particularly on LinkedIn because people are busy. Always use short, punchy sentences and short paragraphs. It used to be that we'd say paragraphs of no more than 6 lines. Really now it's paragraphs of no more than 3, possibly 4 lines. Emojis. Emojis are absolutely brilliant for drawing attention to your copy, to certain parts of your copy, but don't overdo it. The reason you're using emojis is to liven up the copy, but also to draw attention to the most important parts. Okay. And a good way of doing this is with bullet points. And I've just realized I haven't put that on the list. Bullet points on copy. Bullet points are really powerful because they avoid you having to write lots of sentences and long paragraphs. Just break your points down when you're making certain points, break them down into bullets because they look inviting, they're easy to consume, and you can highlight your bullets with emojis. Use primary colors and graphics because primary colors stand out. With LinkedIn, it's very gray and blue. So if you're using greens, reds, and yellows, those are the colors that will make your post stand out against LinkedIn's livery and branding. Okay, diagonal lines. Diagonal lines are a great pattern interrupt. Okay, so if you've got a piece of wording, a piece of copy, spin it a bit. Don't have it flat across the page. Don't have it running horizontal. Have it run at an angle because most of the people aren't doing that and it really catches the eye. Also, use GIFs. There's some great little websites you can find GIFs, put those into your copy, and of course, videos we looked at earlier in this module. Videos are a great way of standing out. People love video, and it has been shown that executives, and they're mostly the people that are on LinkedIn, 59% of executives would prefer to watch a video than to read copy. So have plenty of spacing, use short punchy paragraphs, use emojis to highlight and draw the eye, primary colors for the same reason, diagonal lines as a pattern interrupt, GIFs and video to entertain and draw the eye. Next thing is hashtags. Now, what I'd like you to do is brainstorm up to 10 hashtags to describe what you do. That's the first step. Just come up with 10 hashtags that describe what you do. And then use 3 of those hashtags per post. And then rotate them. Rotate 3 every time you post. So you're not using the same hashtags every time. You're rotating those 10, working through those 8, 9, 10 that you come up with through your posts, and that will get engagement. Okay, so number 4 is come up with your hashtags so you can be found. And I'm going to show you a couple of tools now. And these will massively help your engagement. The first tool is from Lempod. Very cheap. It is a paid tool, but it's very, very cheap. Now, the way engagement works on your post is that the early engagement gets more views. Early engagement says to LinkedIn's algorithm, this is of interest. So the way we can leapfrog that is by using this tool, Lempod, and that will drive early engagement. By driving that early engagement, the LinkedIn's algorithm is then triggered and it will automatically push your post even further. So take a look at lempod.com. Very inexpensive, but well worth the few pennies that it actually costs to boost your posts. Okay, second tool is shield.com. Now, you don't really need this immediately because this is an analytical tool. Again, it's paid for, but it is very inexpensive. And what Shield will allow you to do is to gather the data on your posts. And over time, you can see which posts have got more traction, which have got more engagement, more likes, more shares, more views, more comments. And by analyzing what's working, you can do more of the same. So you can look at common trends of what kind of posts from our 5 different Power Post strategies, what kind of posts generally get more engagement, but also what subject were you touching on? What were the themes of your posts that got more traction, and therefore you can do more of those and discard those that didn't get more traction. So it could be posts that say have got videos in, could be posts that are more sharing about your the back office, you know, the behind the scenes of your business. So notice those trends and therefore drill down and optimize the kind of content that you're creating. Okay, so that's how to increase your post engagement and boost them even further. Now we'll go on to module 6, bonus module. Well, I'll show you how to 10x your volume.